Friday the 13th. What a classic, am I right? What? Oh shit, this is part 2? Really now? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Alright, Friday the 13th. Part 2. I knew they'd make a sequel to this movie, although I wasn't expecting them to go down the road they did. They kind of just took the idea of the first one and said, Jason is dead? Not anymore. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that for now and see how well that turns out. Sequels almost never surpass the original, so whatever. So part 2 opens with this Stephen King-esque scene with a kid playing outside. At night, mind you. What level of asshole must you be to let your kid play outside at night? Anyway, this is just a setup to reveal that someone else is outside too. Oh no! Someone else is outside? In this neighborhood? At night? Call the cops! Then it cuts to Alice, our heroine from the first movie, having a nightmare about that fateful night. At this point, you're starting to put a picture together. At least I hope so. This nightmare sequence is just a clever ruse to remind people of the events of the first movie. Then she wakes up and we're treated to an Alice Everyday Nightlife special. The camera literally follows her around for like 10 minutes uncut as she does normal things. I guess to throw us off of the scent that there was a dude outside. Not that that has anything to do with this movie at all. Anyway, long story short, Alice makes her way to the fridge, opens it, and finds Mrs. Voorhees' head! Holy Christmas Christ! Then presumably the mysterious man from outside appears and stabs her in the head with a screwdriver because why the fuck not? Then credits. Well, Alice is dead, so obviously that was supposed to be Jason. Motherfucker somehow tracked Alice down in the city, planted his dead mom's head in her fridge for a nice pre-death jump scare, then took his revenge and killed her. So Jason didn't drown. Alright, movie. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. So part 2 literally opens the same way that the first one did. New counselors and a new camp. Camp Crystal Lake is now off limits and shut down, so they opened a new camp. Across the lake from the original one. That's pretty clever, movie. Can't stray too far from the reason why Jason would need to kill more people. I get it. So these new counselors, there's even more of them. If there's one thing a good horror movie sequel needs, it's a bigger body count. There's Jeff and Sandra. For reference, they're like the Jack and Marcy of the first movie. Although I don't have a huge out-of-control crush on Sandra. They have her running with our favorite Crazy Ralph, and he gives them a good old...
I told the others. They didn't believe me.
This is one of my favorite moments in the movie because Jeff and Sandra actually looked concerned for a minute, like they were actually using their brains. But then it's back to reality and they forget everything they just heard. Then there's Ted. He's an idiot, a douche, an asshole. You know, that guy. Then there's Mark. He's in a wheelchair, so you automatically have to feel sorry for him and assume he's not gonna die. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Then there's Vicky. She's like the counterpart to Mark. She's not super important. None of these kids really are, actually. Then you got this, oh my god. Excuse me. Terry. You got Terry. She's, well, you know, she's there in the movie. She's, oh, and then there's Scott. Yeah, but Terry's is cool. Then there's Paul, the new boss. And last but not least, our final girl for part 2, Ginny. Ginny is probably one of the only characters in this movie that I actually cared about. And that right there is a testament to how much effort they put into writing her character and how much time they wasted on sexualizing shots of everyone else. Like Terry. Jesus wept. Alright, well, I mean, come on, that's alright. Oh, and there's like a bunch of other counselors at the camp, but there's a scene where they all decide to go out to the bar and they just fuck off and ditch the movie after that, so we're left with the only cast that we care about. So then there's the campfire scene. This scene will go down in history as the go-to exposition on Jason. Paul tells everyone the story of what happened that one night when Jason's mom was killed and how he apparently saw her die, and now he's a big, mean, angry Mr. Poopy Pants who wants to take revenge on literally anyone who shows their face at Camp Crystal Lake. It's a good explanation as to how they can continue the series, but it really just shits on the whole idea of the first movie. Like, if Jason didn't drown, where the fuck did he go? Did he just run away and become a hermit for 20 years without bothering to tell his mom, you know, hey, I'm not dead, so like, you don't gotta avenge me or anything? Whatever. Then the movie starts, and by that I mean the clock starts ticking down to the first death. And it's Ralph! God damn, it's about time this idiot walked into the wrong party. And then the second death, and the third. Yeah, hold on, the machete is backwards here, that really bugs me. And the fourth. Oh, god damn. And the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, and the eighth. And here is where we get our first official look at Jason, and he's got a bag on his head. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of bodies. Who's left? Oh, just Ginny. Yeah, so she has a good old-fashioned chase scene, which results in her stumbling across Jason's hermit shack. Holy shit, he did become a hermit. Huh, and she's the only person in the history of this series to try this next move. She puts on Jason's mom's raggedy-ass smelly sweater and pretends to be her. And it actually works for a minute. Then comes Paul to save the day. Or never mind, Ginny saves the day with a sick shoulder chop with a machete. Then everything's alright. Ginny and Paul are alive. No more Jason, no more sequels. No more having a good god, where the fuck did he come from? By the way, the guy who plays Jason here, Warrington Gillette, is actually a giant asshole. He tried for years and actually succeeded in telling people he played Jason for the whole movie when in reality his only moment of fame is this scene right here. Steve Dash played the masked Jason. I actually met him. Very nice guy and very funny. He's literally forced to sign his autograph saying Steve Dash, the real Jason. Anyway, so that was Friday the 13th Part 2. I think it was a step up from the first, but in terms of violence and gore, absolute bullshit. Worse than probably any of the movies in the series. But I like it. I can't wait for Part 3 though. So until next time, I'll see you later.